He gone bald soon. I know it. Not that I hate myself. Listen to me now, you little fuck. Fuck, man. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is currently the 16th of April, 10:59 p.m. And I am back to talk some more. What am I going to talk about? I don't exactly know. Stick something onto this. Something... Ooh, this is comfy. Let's see what topics we will be discussing today. Yeah? I got some weird ass shit in this bitch. I found this like note that I wrote. It's on my iPad. Anyway, it's called Why I'm Doing a Social Media Blackout. This I wrote on the 3rd of July, 2023. Let's get into it. After working on myself emotionally at the start of the year, opening myself up to new connections made me realize I've started to go backwards in my journey of healing. I became incredibly anxious. I get attached even from the first conversation, which I thought I got over a long time ago. I get hurt by any little thing they do, all of this again. At the same time, it seems I forgot to value myself and realize my self-worth. Realize I deserve a lot more than I have been given recently, and I started to accept less than that. I'm doing this because I'm not letting bitches walk all over me ever again. How weak and easy I was to use, and I'm not that type of person. During this social media blackout, I'm going to work on healing my inner child, my anxious attachment, my body, my mental health, just so I can become the best version of myself, and so that I'm ready for something genuine. I will become the person I want to end up with, just so I can attract the same thing. This is day one of my journey, and I know it might be hard because of the boredom, but remember this, you bitch. If you're feeling bored, you are not working on yourself. Go watch videos, go journal, go drive, talk to a friend, invest your time and your energy into yourself and into being your most healed version. Remember, we want to come back with a bang, looking good, feeling good. There's a lot of work we need to put in. 30 days is the minimum I'm doing this. You can do this. I wrote this as a reminder as to why we are doing this. You deserve better than you have been giving. Remember all the shitty things done to you to motivate you to be better than before. And then I have a little list here. What to work on. Anxious to secure attachment, self-validation and self-love, the art of detachment, self-worth realization, manifesting, most healed version, and thinking that people want to hurt me. What I think is really interesting about this note specifically, it's funny because I was talking about, I know I was really struggling with attachment issues at the time. Obviously, I don't really have that issue anymore. Maybe. I mean, I still do have an anxious attachment, but it's nowhere near to how my attachment issues were back then. Like I said in this, I would like instantly become attached from the first conversation. That does not happen anymore. I think it's funny how I was talking about working on myself so that I can become a better version and being my best version to attract the best version of someone else. I said, just so I can become the best version of myself and so that I'm ready for something genuine. Oh, and I will become the person I want to end up with just so I can attract the same thing. It's funny because this whole note is pretty much me telling myself that I want to work on myself and to be my best version and to remember what had happened to me in the past in my dating life. But then here I am still centering men around this whole like journey of healing. Now, from what I can remember, my blackout lasted about like 2 months or maybe even three. I think it was like a whole summer. I was not on it. These fucking bitches playing football at 11 p.m. I'll film a fucking YouTube video. But yeah, I was talking about not fixing myself, but healing myself and working on things that I felt like I needed to work on. But the whole time, I guess like there's still an air of doing it so that I can find a good relationship, which is something that I would personally never say in present day. So I think I've actually grown quite a lot from this note. I actually think I feel like I've grown a lot. I feel like I did used to be quite centered in relationships and dating. It's because I grew up as an anxious child, and as a preteen, I started to gain weight, and then when I was a teenager, I'm 5'6", so I was that's 169 centimeters or something. I was 89 kilograms. I don't know how much that is in pounds, but I'll put that there. And yeah, I was for my height, that's quite a lot, and it showed. And then when I was 17, I started to lose the weight, and then by the time I turned 18, I not only lost the weight, I lowered down to 62 kilograms, which is still what I am now. Um, and I started to become attractive, I guess. And I started to get attention from men, and I started to get attention in dating. And to me, that felt like such a crazy overnight switch because I basically went from not getting any kind of attention to getting a shit ton of attention. And it was very, it was a lot to take in, and it was quite hard to believe. And because of how I had grown up, and because I was so insecure and I had body dysmorphia, and I think I still do, and I struggled with self love and self confidence and just confidence in general, really. That made me very naive and vulnerable. Um, because of that, I did end up in situations where I accepted things that I shouldn't have, or I went along with men that I knew I shouldn't, or that were very bad and not, I guess, healthy or productive or anything like that. But I mean, what can you expect? Like, I was getting attention and I was like, oh my God, like people are actually looking at me. And I didn't really know what to do with that. So I kind of just went with the flow with anything that had come towards me. Any kind of attention, any kind of person almost. And that did put me in quite a lot of difficult situations that ended up making my mental health even worse. Um, Including a very toxic relationship and a lot of men that I met that I shouldn't have, and that I've had to learn extra lessons that weren't necessary and could have been avoided had I had a better mindset. But again, that even now seems impossible with knowing how I was as a teenager and all of that, and knowing how my mental state was at the time and how I was thinking, that would have not happened. So I think I needed to go through those lessons in order, I guess, to become who I am today. I would say that I'm very strong-minded now, and I wouldn't say that I take shit from anyone really, but especially in dating, I've made sure to like really stick to my standards and stick to what I believe in, and defend myself, because I think a lot of times I was in a position where I was minimizing myself for the other person, and they would see that, and I guess they would just walk right over me. And I would never do such a thing now. I've grown so much since then. It's only now that I'm reading things like this that I can like see the growth that I've went through, I guess. It's quite a big change. Like this, none of this really sounds like me. Um, but yeah, I completely understand the whole reasoning behind some of the things that I did and some of the things that I accepted and I guess ended up going through. But I'm glad to be going back through these and to be able to see how much I've changed. I found another note, and this was more about my anxiety in relationships, and I'll just read it. My main fear about intimacy is getting hurt and them leaving. Although it's inevitable, I'm still afraid of it. In a way, my mind is conditioned to expect it, but I'm aware that my sensitivity and triggers don't make it easier. I guess I'm sick of getting hurt. Oh, wait. This was on the 15th of July, 2023. I guess I'm sick of getting hurt, although maybe I'm getting hurt because I put myself in situations where it's bound to happen. I stay talking to guys who I know aren't good for me, who I don't even like, who don't even care about me, so it's natural I'd end up getting hurt. I talk to guys I know I shouldn't be talking to because I know I'd get hurt. I get attached to them and how they make me feel. I get attached to having someone to talk to, and I still don't care if they hurt me. I talk to guys who I don't even like because they're there, knowing that either I'll get bored of them and hurt them, or vice versa. I need to work on being alone and my self worth. I'm afraid of abandonment, afraid of losing them. I think it's because I get attention from them and feel wanted, something I've wanted my whole childhood because of the lack of it. So when I get it, I'm afraid of losing it, and I cling onto it and obsess with it. Just how I lost the attention of my parents. So I cling on to them, I try to make them stay, even though I make things worse by creating problems. I ask them why they're pulling away or why they're talking differently, which only makes them want to pull back even more. I sense what when their tone is different and I freak out, my anxiety goes crazy. I have to learn that people come and go, they're in my life for a reason, and I have to enjoy that experience with them instead of worrying about the future and be present in the moment. I have to understand if they leave, it's because something better will come. So as I was saying, I just ended up in a lot of dating situations that I shouldn't have ended up on. Unfortunately, my self will, I wasn't strong enough in, I don't know, I guess in myself. Mm. If I were to sum up my dating life as a teenager or as when I was 18, um, I would say that I was just very naive and I was very easy to believe men. And I I don't think this is a problem, but I do still have this to this day where I try and I tend to see the best in people and I come up with reasonings as to why they might have done something that they did. And I do that from a point of trying to understand them as opposed to um, just reacting, I guess. But the difference between me doing that back then and doing it now is that now I'm a very perceptive person, so I pick up on patterns in people really well. And it's kind of like just an unconscious thought that's just there in the back of my mind when I notice something about someone. I tend to see the best people, yeah. But the difference now is that I don't use that as an excuse anymore. I don't use the reasonings as an excuse anymore because now I believe, well, I still did back then as well, but I just wasn't really enforcing it. I believe that you can understand someone's actions without excusing them. So no matter what I guess someone's been through and blah blah blah, that does not mean that you can just be a shitty person. That does not mean that you could just treat people however you want. That does not mean that you can just do whatever you want to do and therefore hurting people. Um, so that before would be an excuse to their actions, whatever reasoning I could think of. But now I don't see it as an excuse. It's not an excuse, and it never was. It was never an excuse. It's it shows why they did what they did, but it does not excuse it. I believe those are two different things. I think when it comes to understanding from their point of view, that's purely from a point of understanding and to understand where they're coming from and to understand the reasonings behind why they did what they did. But that does not excuse what they did. Um, Nothing can excuse what someone does. I know a lot of people are quite traumatized in life and they've been through a lot, and because of that, they end up treating people badly, I guess. There are a lot of people who have been through a lot of traumatic things in life, and they're still the best person, the nicest person they could be. I have been through a lot of shit throughout my life, constantly, and I'm still a very nice person and a very kind person, I would say. Others might not say that about me, but that's on them. Kind of felt like I was just talking in a loop there. I was like trying to gather my words. Good lord. Also, I found a note that says, why I'm breaking up with him, his dog comments are annoying. That's funny. As I was saying, it's nice to be able to go back and see the differences in growth and mindset mentality. I do think that I've always kind of been a bit more, I want to say a bit more mature. Um, Although every time I say that every year, I say like I feel like I'm quite mature, and then the year after I'm like, no, now I'm more mature. Maybe it's just my prefrontal cortex just like slowly developing. It's like my prefrontal lobe is like, well, I'm almost fucking there. 3 more years, 25. Good lord. I might do. I have to look on my phone because my phone's record. I'm using my phone to record this. Through to my laptop and with my microphone attached to my scissors. This is my little setup for YouTube. Um, I'm gonna have to look through my notes. I might do another video where I literally just go through a few notes that I put together and see what comes out of it. Even this video, I didn't know what was gonna happen with this video. It just kind of happened. So I had fun. Okay. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you got this far. I don't even know. Do people reach the end of my videos? I don't think they do. If anyone reached the end of my video, please say something. Because I feel like nobody reaches the end of my video. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, guys. I don't care. Like, I don't care. It's fine. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for watching my video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Love y'all. Later, bitches.